Sir,
Hello. Uh, I request all the participants to stay on the YouTube link till the technical issue resolves. We are very sorry for the technical glitch. We are going to start the session within 5 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Good mo- Yes, sir. You are clear, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Just give
Yes.
me, sir, 5 minutes. I am going to
Sure, sir.
join through
Sure, sure.
system. Yeah.
Sure, sir. Sure, sure. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Sir,
Yes, sir. You can start. It's asking for meeting ID actually when I am joining through this one laptop.
Gandhi, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Can
sir.
you send meeting
You can
ID?
start.
No. Anup sir is asking something on yours.
On meeting ID, sir. Can you share meeting ID
Yes,
when
sir.
I am
Anup,
joining
sir.
through mobile? Yes, sir. I think now I in. Okay, thank you. Now you can
Sure,
start,
sir.
sir.
Sure,
Go
sure.
ahead. Okay. Oh.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, good morning, sir.
very
Sorry for the delay. Yes.
No issue,
Due to
sir.
technical issue, it is getting late.
Yeah,
Good
no issue,
morning,
no issue.
everyone. Myself, Dr. Nagaraju Bandaru, Associate Professor, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Sandeep University. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all this 1 week online training program on network pharmacology.
Nagaraj
This
sir,
program is
Nagaraj sir, there are
Hello?
only 4 participants in the meeting.
Sir, we shared YouTube link, sir. They
Okay.
joined there. Yes, this program is designed to explore the fascinating and evolving field that bridges the system biology, computational sciences, and pharmacology to unravel the complexity of the drug action and disease mechanisms. In recent years, the paradigm of drug discovery has shifted from the traditional to one drug, one target approach to more holistic, multi-target approach, reflecting the of biological networks. So network pharmacology stand at the forefront of this shift, offering innovative tools and frameworks to understand the interplay between the drugs, targets, and biological systems. This approach not only enhances the prediction of therapeutic efficacy and also reduces the risk of adverse effects, paving the way of precision medicine. So the main key aspects of today's program is fundamental concepts and methodologies, the integration of bioinformatics and chemoinformatics, applications of drug repurposing, drug identification, and disease pathway analysis. The potential of network pharmacology is addressing the challenges in the polypharmacology and multi-system diseases. We have an existing lineup of expert speakers, interactive sessions, and hands-on workshop tailored to equip the participants with the knowledge and practice skills. I encourage all the participants to actively engage, ask the questions, and make the most of this unique learning opportunity. Let this program not only broaden your understanding, but also inspire the collaborative efforts to drive innovation in the drug discovery and development. On behalf of the organizing team, I extend my sincere gratitude to all the resource persons, participants, and supports who have made this event possible. Let us embark on this insightful journey together and contribute to the advancement of this transformative field. Thank you, and I wish you all a fruitful and rewarding experience. Now, I invite Dr. Prashik B. Dude, sir, to introduce the today speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Nagaraju, sir. The true method of knowledge is experiment. With this opening quotes by James Clerk Maxwell, I, Dr. Prashik Dude, Associate Professor, Pharmaceutical Chemistry at School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Sandeep University, Nashik, once again welcome you all for the first day of the 1 week online training program. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the first speaker of this training program, Dr. Anup Kumar, sir. Anup Kumar sir is currently serving as an assistant professor in the Department of Pharmacology, Institute of Pharmaceutical Education Research, University, New Delhi. He has previously held position as an assistant professor in the Department of Pharmacology. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. I think so because of the network issue. So he has previously held the position as an assistant professor in the Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology at NIPER, Raebareli, and as an officiating head and associate professor in the Department of Pharmacology at ISF College of Pharmacy, Punjab. Additionally, Dr. Kumar has worked as a research scientist in the Medical Affairs and Clinical Research Department of Sun Pharmaceutical Industries Limited and at the Translational Health Sciences, Health Science and Technology Institute, Faridabad. Dr. Kumar research contribution has outstanding with more than 120 research article, 20 book chapter published in the renowned international journals. He has an H index of 26 and I-10 index of 64 and has filed 4 Indian patents. His current research focus on several key areas, including drug repurposing, meta-analysis of clinical trials, network pharmacology, pharmacogenomics, and pharmacovigilance. It is with great pleasure that I request Dr. Anup Kumar to deliver his talk. Anup sir.
Thank you, sir, for such a kind introductions. I hope I am audible to you. So, first of all, I would like to
Sir,
thank.
Anup sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Anup sir.
Yes. Am I audible?
Anup sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, 1 minute. 1 minute, sir. My dean sir is came. Just he talk 1 minute. After that, you can start.
Sure,
1 minute,
no
sir.
issue. And sir, meantime, also provide access to me to share my PPT as well.
I welcome Dr. Ramdas Dola sir to give some remarks about the today program.
Sir, good morning, all the delegates. A very warm welcome from Nashik, from School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Sandeep University, to all the delegates for taking participation in the online training program based on the network pharmacology. So, on behalf of School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Sandeep University, Nashik, I welcome all the delegates for 1 week training program, which will be focusing on the various aspects of the pharmacology. So, now I request today's first speaker to please carry on with his session. And I hope that you all people will be enjoying the whole week, where you will be getting the inputs of each and every aspects of pharmacology, the modern developments which have taken place in the field, and which will be helpful for all the researchers, those who are in the field of pharmacology, as well as the allied sciences. So with this, I open this forum to our first speaker, and I request all of you to patiently listen to the whole session and cooperate. So with this, I open this session to the first speaker. Anup sir, you can proceed with your session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. First of all, I would like to thank Chief Patron, Dr. Sandeep Jha, sir, Dr. Rajendra Sinha, sir, Pramod, sir, Vivek, sir, Makaran, sir, Nagaraju, sir, Dr. Mohan, sir, for giving me the opportunity to be part of this wonderful event. So next, for 1 hour, I am going to talk specifically on role of network pharmacology, how network pharmacology could help in prediction of possible mechanism of new chemical entities, how we can use network pharmacological approaches in drug repurposing, in to predict the possible mechanism of herbal molecules, Ayurveda, and so on. So I am going to share my PPT. I request the organizer to give the access so that I can share the PPT. You can give me the access as a host so that I can share my PPT. Yeah, access is given to Nagaraju, sir. You can give to me as well.
Okay, sir. Just.
Yeah, so that I can share. So meantime, I will get the access. So as I said, I am going to talk specifically on what is network pharmacology. Maybe many of you heard about these terms. And most importantly, if any one of you would like to do network pharmacology, so how you can do it. So I am going to show you each and every step from starting to end. if any one of you planning to use network pharmacological approaches in any disease, so it depends upon your research area. So how you can use these approaches, and the beauty of these approaches is you are not dependent on any chemicals or anything. So of course, network pharmacological results we are integrating with the experimental approaches, so it will become more valuable. But if you don't have a access to lab or other things, or you are unable to validate it, so of course means you can target, you can publish it in international journal, but of less impact factors. But you can publish it as a research articles. But if you have a access of experimental approaches, so you can validate whatever you are getting through a network pharmacology, and you can validate it experimentally. So it's a beautiful combinations, and you can target a good impact journals as well.
Sir, Anup sir,
Yes,
can
still
you share the screen, sir? It is not visible.
no, that's why
Okay,
I'm
okay.
saying you have to make me host so that I can share the screen. It's showing the message host disabled participant screen
Yes, sir.
share.
Now you check, sir.
Let me check. No, it's same. Yeah, now I think I got the access. Yes, I got it. Yeah, so I am
Yes.
going to share. Please confirm if, whenever it's visible. Is it visible?
Double click to enter full. Yeah, yeah. No, it is okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yes, sir. It is visible.
okay, great. So as I said, I am going to talk specifically on. Let me make it full screen. Yeah. So, what I am going to cover, what actually the network pharmacology is, how popular these techniques are, what is importance of these network pharmacological approaches, what are the different types of network, what are the steps which you have to take to do network pharmacological work, what are the current challenges, and what work we have done so far in our lab, followed by the conclusion. So, before network pharmacologies, we have to understand about the basics about intracellular signaling mechanism. So I always recommend to the students or the faculty members who would like to do the network pharmacology in particular disease, just go through about their signaling mechanism. Just go through the basic. That's very important. Otherwise, whatever you will get in the form of results, you are not able to understand it. So signaling mechanisms, I think many of us knows about that there is a one term is drug actions and drug effect. Drug effect is visible, but drug actions, mechanism of action of drug is invisible, and network pharmacology will help to understand the drug actions, right? But that is behind the drug effect. And every one of you knows that most of more than 80% of the drugs showing their response through acting on receptors. So you have to go through the receptors. What are these receptors? Which drugs are acting on which receptors? Like there is a nuclear receptor, receptor kinases, ligand gated ion channel, GPCR. In GPCR also there is a GI, GS, GQ. In GQ there is a IP3 DAG pathway. In GS there is a adenyl cyclases and do the formation of CMP and do the phosphorylations of particular channels and increase the contractions. So all these things you have to go through before planning network pharmacological results. Please do it carefully. Don't take it lightly. You have to go through these intracellular signaling mechanism, and it depends upon in which area you want to use the network pharmacology. Suppose your research area is metabolic disorder, you are working on diabetes. So you should know each and every signaling pathways which are involved in the diabetes, then go for a network pharmacology. Then you will able to understand it better. What are the signaling mechanism, what is the role of this target, and how it going to behave. So, of course, earlier there we have many drugs that is on the concept of single drug, single target concept. That means we are creating like beta one blocker. So we want to block only that particular means we want molecule which should block only that particular target. So that is a single drug, single target concept. But later on, now it is we are concentrating on these particularly drug is not going to bind only on a single target, and every one of us knows about it. So that's why we are getting the adverse drug reactions of the drugs, whatever the drugs we are consuming. Of course, if we are using a beta 1 blockers, But that beta 1 blocker is not going to block only the beta 1 receptor which is present on the heart. It's going to block beta 1 on the other area as well, right? So due to that, undesirable binding of the molecules could result in various adverse drug reactions. So that's why later on we understand that there is not a single molecules is going to bind with single targets. It's a multiple targets. It's going to bind it. So that is the one of the basic approach of network pharmacology. We are considering about the interactions of molecules with multiple targets. And that's why in many diseases we are not able to treat the patients. It's always in allopathy always say that you are not curing the patients, you are just managing the patients. Like in primary hypertension, so there is a 95% that is essential hypertension. So we don't know its etiology, and if we don't know the etiology, how we will cure the disease? One, unless and until we don't know the etiology, then only we if we know it, then only we can cure the disease. So we know blood pressure is elevated, so but we don't know how it's elevated, what are the reason for it, and whatever the drugs we have in the market, they are just maintaining our blood pressure. And if you skip your medicines, blood pressure will again increase, right? So there is not a cure. And why it's not a cure? Because we don't know exact etiology. So this network pharmacology is also help us to understand the etiology of the disease where reason is unknown by by getting the data of genetics data, by proteins data. So every interactions we can study and we can find out what are the possible mechanism behind it, right? So this is disease network. That kind of network we call disease networks, and network pharmacology is devoted to understand drug pharmacological mechanism in network perspective, right? So network pharmacology is an emerging discipline useful in drug discovery, which combines genomic technology, system biology, chemistry through computational biological tool. And it's be also called new frontier discipline of systematic drug research in the era of artificial intelligence. And globally, network pharmacology is regarded as next generation's medicine research mode, right? So, as I said, means before planning to do a network pharmacology, please understand the signaling mechanism of that particular disease or that particular area. As in our lab, we have worked on apoptogenic signaling pathway. So first we understands about the signaling pathway, how molecule can induce the apoptogenic signaling pathway, how oxidative stress can increase, and increase in oxidative stress going to alter the mitochondrial membrane potential. If your mitochondrial membrane potential is altered, then what will happen? It could results in the activations of caspase dependent pathway. In caspase dependent pathway, there is a cytochrome C, a PAF1 and caspase 9, and ultimately it's going to do the DNA fragmentation, which is the hallmark of the apoptosis. So like in caspase independent pathway, there is apoptotic inducing factor and endonuclease G, which can directly hit the DNA and do the DNA fragmentations. Then there is a P53 signaling pathway as well, where in mitochondria there is a apoptotic protein and anti-apoptotic protein. So BAD and BEX are the apoptotic protein which induce the apoptosis, and BCL2 is the protein which will inhibit the apoptosis. So there is a balance, but if there is exposure which increase the expressions of BAD and BEX, it's going to release the cytochrome C, and then a PAF1, caspase 9, and it go to the formation of apoptosome, and then caspase 3, and going to do the DNA fragmentations. So like that, I am not going in much more detail about the signaling pathway, but my only conclusion on this part is, whatever the area where you would like to apply these network pharmacological approaches, just go through these area extensively. Just go through that signaling pathway extensively as you can. By reading the research articles, by reading the recent literature, just go through and make a notes on that signaling pathways in which you are planning to do the work. After that, some signalings, whatever you are working in that area or not, you have to understand. So the reason is like nervous system and immune system. These are the two systems which are connected with each and every organs. The immune system is everywhere. Whether you are working on diabetes, whether you are working on kidney injury, whether you are working on cardiovascular systems, immune system is everywhere. So you have to understand how immune system work, how these innate immune system, what are the part of innate immune system, and when innate immune system is unable to handle the pathogens, how these pathogens or exogenous substances is hand over to the adaptive immune systems. This is a part of your T cells. There is a helper T cell, cytotoxic T cell, regulatory T cells, and how these cytokines will release and how these released cytokines will activate your B cells and plasma cells and then do the formations of antibodies. So all these pathways, you have to be understands extensively what is the role of MHC. I hope many of you might heard about major histocompatibility complex, which major histocompatibility complex will present the antigen to helper T cells, which major histocompatibility complex will present the antigen to the cytotoxic T cell. So all these signaling should be clear in your mind. What is the role of toll-like receptors, which act as a sensor in the innate immune system, right? So importance of network pharmacology is you can identify the potential drug candidates. You can understand the drug mechanism. Sometime what happens, some persons comes to us and they are asking us, they have one molecules and they have these two targets. Now they want to do the network pharmacology. So in that case, how you can use the network pharmacology? You already have a new chemical entities or drug and you have you already knows the 2 or 3 targets. So on that one, you can't apply a network pharmacology. Network pharmacology you can apply where targets is unknown. You don't know. You have a molecule, whether it is a new chemical entity, whether it is a phytoconstituent, whatever it is. You have a molecules, but you don't know this molecule is going to hit which target in this particular disease. That is the stage where network pharmacology will tell you, okay, this molecule can act as an anti-cancer molecule or anti-diabetic molecule through these targets or through these signaling pathways. That is their predictions, right? But if you have already the molecules, if you have all means of course molecule is required, you have already know the targets of that molecules. Now you want to use the network pharmacology, how you can use it? You can't use it, right? So you have to understand that part as well. So you can understand the possible drug-drug interactions as well at pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamics level. You can identify the possible mechanism of adverse drug reactions as well. Particularly in our lab, we are identifying the novel signal of the drugs. Novel signals means something which is not observed in the clinical trials. So from the post-marketing studies, you get to know that, okay, this drug is going to result in dementia as well. So it's a new thing which you have identified from the post-marketing data. So obviously you don't know what is the possible mechanism behind it. So this is the stage where network pharmacology will help you. They will tell you, okay, your molecule can induce the dementia by targeting these targets. And these targets will make these signaling pathways, right? That is you can done by the network pharmacology. That's why, network pharmacology, after the network pharmacological techniques, yeah, if you have seen research article, you will find that we are coupling it with the molecular docking and dynamic studies. Why molecular docking is required after the network pharmacology? Reason is network pharmacology is going to tell you about the possible targets, but how your molecule is interacting in the active site of that targets, these will not tell you. Which techniques will tell you about that? Your docking studies. So docking studies will tell you about energetically favored binding conformations of ligand. Ligand can be your new chemical entity. Ligand can be your phytoconstituent in the active site of the target, and target which you have identified through network pharmacology. Please stop me in between if it's too fast. But my major objective is that basic things should be clear in your mind. Whenever you are trying to use network pharmacological approaches, you can use it in a proper way, right? So that's why docking. And after docking, of course, you can check the stability of that particular molecules in the active site of targets by doing the molecular dynamic studies. And then you can couple with the experimental techniques. So popularity of network pharmacology, if you go through the literature, you will find that year by year, the research paper related to network pharmacology is increasing significantly. This is just, I have searched in the PubMed, just type in the PubMed search item, search window, network pharmacology. You will find that a lot of research article has been published so far, and this number is increasing significantly. So this is the popularity. This indicates that how much popular these techniques are day by day, right? So now, obviously, the question is, why not India? If you go through the literature, as I said, popularity of network pharmacology, and if you do little bit extensive search, you will find that most of the research articles are published from Chinese researcher. Now, question arises in your mind: why Chinese researcher? Of course, other researchers are also doing, but most of the research article which you have seen in the literature, you will find that most of them are published by the Chinese researcher. The reason is because in China, the drug of choice is TCM. TCM is traditional Chinese medicines. And if you see the composition of traditional Chinese medicines, you will find it somewhat related to herbal medicines. They have some their herbs in their area and they are using it, and they are treating the patients by using the traditional Chinese medicines. So the reasons with why they are using network pharmacology approaches extensively in the TCM, because in case of herbals or TCM, we knows its work in some diseases. These herbals or these traditional Chinese medicines play a significant role in the management of disease. What when you will talk in a international platform, no one will believe on it. They will ask you, provide me the scientific data. Okay, you are saying that Brahmi is used as a this tonic, or this particular ashwagandha is going to reduce the stress and so on. They will ask you, provide me the scientific evidence. What is the scientific evidence behind it? How these herbals or these kind of molecules are showing their actions? What is their mechanism of action? So this network pharmacology will help to produce the scientific evidence. And if you go through these Chinese articles, you will find that they have coupled these techniques with the experimental techniques, and they are showing this is the scientific evidence behind our traditional Chinese medicines. That's why next slide you can see, I always thought of why not India. We in India, we have a rich of herbals. We have a lot of scientists as well. And if you go through the literature, you will find that the outside companies are hiring Indian particularly to do the coding or computational work, because our brain is something which can do better as compared to others. We have an infrastructure as well. So why not? Why not? If you go through the literature, you will find that very less publications are there with respect to network pharmacology in herbal medicines from India as compared to other countries, particularly in China. If you go through TCM, a lot of researchers are publishing it. So why not India? So I think every one of us should concentrate on these part as well. And particularly these techniques are very helpful where we have a limited resources. We don't have that much resources to do the work. So in that case, network pharmacology you can do through your laptop, right? But again, problem with network pharmacology is you have to do it in a standard way. You don't do it. Reason is because you are putting something in the software or computers. You will get it whatever the you will get in. You will get out in that form only. So you have to be very careful. You have to do it in a standardized way. So why not India? So I think every one of us, if you are planning to do, you can do it. But before doing it, you have to go through the basic. You have to understand what is a simple network. So you can see in the simple network, just I